He makes it clear that he will leave the Lakers, will LeBron James, to play with Bronny, his son, when Bronny 2 years from now becomes draft eligible in the NBA. And in so doing, he makes the point that, oh, speaking of Oklahoma City, Sam Presti is actually the MVP of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and LeBron actually presented him as the MVP of GMs of the league because of all the genius moves Sam Presti has pulled off drafting players in OKC. And obviously, now Laker Nation leaps to the conclusion, wait a second, Sam Presti has 4 first-round picks in what would become the Bronny draft. So does that mean LeBron is angling to get out of Laker Nation to Oklahoma City to play with Bronny for a year or maybe a couple of years? Is he pushing Sam Presti to draft Bronny? To me, I'm afraid he's pushing for his son to get overdrafted. I just don't think his son's going to be a first-round pick. I could be wrong about that. I haven't had the privilege, the opportunity of studying LeBron and Bronny playing high school basketball. I assume unless LeBron gets the rule changed, which he is capable and powerful enough to get it changed, I assume I'm going to get to watch Bronny play a year of college basketball. I'm just going to guess it would be at Duke. I don't know that. But from everything I read, everything I hear, the clips I see, I'm just not sure at this point Bronny projects as a first-round NBA pick. But LeBron's going to get him drafted high, and he's going to get him paid because somebody could get the package deal of Bronny and Bron. Even though Bron may only have a year or so left, it might be worth it to a Sam Presti. So here we go again. Attack on Pelinka. And then reports became rampant that LeBron was upset with Pelinka for not trading the first-round pick. And this led to a report on ESPN.com from my friend Brian Windhorst, who does a great job of covering LeBron because he's covered him since middle school. And I did read one line in Brian's column on this, LeBron on the attack, that stopped me in my tracks. Brian Windhorst suggested that back in 2018, LeBron got so upset with the Cavs management, starting obviously at the top with Dan Gilbert, the owner, with whom he had feuded constantly, and I thought the bridge got burned the first time around, but it didn't. And now it was on fire again, according to Brian, because he said that members of the Cavaliers front office believed that LeBron was shutting it down because he did not like the makeup of that 2018 Cavs team leading into the trade deadline period. Wait a second. LeBron was quitting on the Cavs? I had never heard that. It didn't readily jump off the TV screen to my eye, but Brian's report was that members of the Cavaliers saw it before others could see it. He was giving less than his best. And if you remember, there was a flurry of Cavs moves at that 2018 deadline. Some Lakers, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, various other, you could say bit parts, spare parts, but they all fit in. And I thought they were a little better, obviously, after the trade deadline than they were before trade deadline. But the point was LeBron got his way by starting to shut it down, giving less than his best. I was shocked by that. And quick point before I leave the whole Sam Presti idea, I would like to make the point, because I know so much about it, that as great as Sam Presti is drafted, you realize a huge reason that Kevin Durant left Russell Westbrook is because Kevin believed that Sam Presti favored Westbrook over Kevin. And I got that from many people in and around that franchise. I'm originally from Oklahoma City. Never thought we'd have an NBA team to even debate about, but here we are. And I think Sam Presti made one huge mistake in his GM career. I do believe that he thought that he had found the all-time greatest diamond in the rough in Russ out of UCLA. And I did not see Russ coming when he was at UCLA. I did not see any of this. And yet, Presti loved Russ, loved the way he competed, And I think he missed the boat on Kevin Durant, who said, okay, watch this, I'll show you. And Kevin went on to become the best player on the planet. Kevin led Golden State, which had failed against LeBron, obviously, in 2016. He led them to back-to-back championships they would not have won without Kevin Durant. He was the leader of that team. He was the on-floor biggest shot maker, biggest clutch player. And as you recall, in 2 Game 3s back-to-back in 2017 and 18 in LeBron's house, Kevin just took over the finals, took over those games, and won back-to-back finals MVPs. So Presti missed the boat on that one, LeBron. But the point here is, over All-Star Weekend, this was a masterclass of media manipulation, which was obscuring the truth. The truth is that LeBron right now, as we speak, has a good shot at winning this year's scoring title, NBA scoring title. He's only won 1 in his career. Jordan won 10 to 1. But he's got a shot. He's right there. He's hanging in at third, but he's barely behind 1 and 2 Embiid and Giannis. Barely behind them, percentage points. So he's got a chance to do something extraordinary in year 19. Yet, wait a second. He's doing that, and the Lakers are 4 games under 500, obscuring the truth. LeBron, at age 37, is no longer capable of having the contagious effect he used to on a basketball team. He used to be able to lift and carry an entire team by putting that team on his buffed up, broad shoulders. Can't do it anymore. Can't play defense anymore the way he used to. He's hovered around the 200 mark this season in what are called defensive win shares. 200th in the league? You're kidding me. Still shooting woefully poorly from the three-point line and the free throw line. But the point is that he can't do that anymore. They're still 4 games under 500. They're sitting in the 9th spot. There's some danger now that Anthony Davis has gone down and out for what, a month? There's some danger they're going to flat out miss the playoffs. There's danger they could make it into the play-in tournament, have to win 2 games to get into the playoffs and blow that, obviously, which would be no big shock or upset. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.